Um, Obviously, you'd have concerns about putting your children through anything, but fortunately, the literature that was sent out in advance was pretty comprehensive, and I was able to understand it, which was quite good because I'm not a scientist, and it was clear enough for me to see that there had been some reactions to the jabs, but they could be attributed to any number of causes. And whilst obviously it's not risk-free, it seemed to me that the risks were so minuscule and the benefits so great, I made the decision on that basis. At the first visit, the study team pretty much went over the whole documentation again, just to make sure that I understood all of the implications of it. And also they gave me reassurance about what should happen if Isaac had a reaction or didn't feel well, or if I'd got subsequent concerns about the study, that you can just simply withdraw and there's no penalty, as it were. So they gave me loads of information and reassurance about call-out numbers, stuff like that. So I was more than happy with that. They distracted Isaac largely with toys. He had a particular shine to a clockwork snail. They had lots of toys that made interesting noises, like rainmakers and rattles and so on. And actually just talking to him as well, so Isaac, and turning his head away, so when the needle went in, he wasn't actually looking at his arm or looking at me, he was looking in a different direction. No, they interacted with Isaac really well, obviously very trained people, and were able, a distraction, they were able to spot when he was about to become a bit grouchy and deal with it before it prevented them doing their work. So I was very impressed indeed. I felt very comfortable with the study staff. They were friendly, they were open with me. Something that's particularly important for me is that they were not condescending or patronising in any way whatsoever, because that would have immediately annoyed me. And they seemed to be able to deal with any of the queries I'd got. And it was, again, it was a very skillful way it was done, that in the half hour where one of the nurses had to stay with Isaac after he'd had one of the injections, the conversation was really quite interesting. We found something that we'd got in common, or the nurse did, and then we spent half an hour talking about that, and the time just flew by. So I think they're a really great bunch of people. There wasn't really a significant time commitment, I think, in terms of people coming to the house. It was only maybe four visits, one of which lasted 5 minutes or thereabouts, and the others probably no more than 3/4 of an hour. So in the space of a year's study, it's hardly a big deal. I would actively seek to take part in further studies, because I think this kind of work is really important. If you can't actually do the science yourself, at least you can help the scientists do their work.